What's up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sharbi Weekly Update. I am Lab. This is Hero. We are a part of Team Sharbi, the Queen of Memes, and the founders of the Sharbi Dream Factory, helping Web3 developers get things done, including our volume bot, development work, legal work, and other things that Web3 developers need. So welcome, and how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, doing good. It's actually my 1 year wedding anniversary today. Uh, so
Dude,
we made it. We made it
yeah, nice.
even during Sharbi.
Feels like just yesterday you were rolling off to Ireland for
It
the
does.
nuptials.
It does. It really does. Things were a little
Congrats.
different then.
Yeah, crazy. I feel like I barely knew you back then, and now we're
Yeah,
basically best friends. So very
right.
cool.
It's crazy.
Very cool. Yeah, you're pretty close.
Um,
I had my 14-year wedding anniversary 3 days ago. So
oh wow! Congrats.
yeah, we're pretty close.
Congrats.
We're right on.
Yeah. Shoot.
Good deal, man.
Yeah, so a lot going on. I think I say that all the time, but there's a lot going on. We're getting ready to
If I
go
could
ahead.
just if I could just give advice to all of our listeners, just like turn off CoinGecko for the summer. It's just my advice.
Please.
Like market's just shit, basically. So like it's just make sure you're in good projects that are going to stick it out, and things are going to swing back here. So nothing to worry
Yeah,
about. It's just
yeah,
it's all a psychological game at this point.
yeah. The funny thing is, I used to look at the charts for Sharby a lot, and I read the charts, and I have them pulled up on my tabs on my phone, but I just
Yeah.
don't really look at them anymore. It just doesn't, it's not something that it's not like I'm going to sell them. So like, like it's just not something I generally look at. So when people are like, oh, what's going on with Coin Market Cap or Coin Gecko, I always go, oh, is it down? And I have to go look to see like if the price actually dropped 90%. Like nope, no, still didn't drop 90%, but we're definitely in a pullback. It's a pretty hefty pullback, and it's accumulation time. It's time to onboard, people you trust and want to be along the ride with. We are talking with a couple of big players on, coming in. Nothing ever stops really on our end, on the team end, on the end of the DAO. Nothing ever stops. We're constantly going, working, networking, and looking for the best way to do things. And I think that's what you want. That's what you want out of a team, and innovating, right? I think that that if you talk about Sharpie, the two words for me that come to mind are resiliency and innovation. And we're different, and I'm proud of that.
For sure. I 100% agree. It's I'm with you. Like I'm not really paying attention to price. It's a great price to accumulate at. The project, if there's anything we've shown, it's that we're not going anywhere, and we're always building. So and we're finding ways to generate income, which means that the marketing money is going to continue to grow, and that's just going to create more opportunities. So we'll be here for years, so it's all good. And this is update number 50, so almost 1 year of updates in the book. So
That's
many more to
crazy.
come. Many more to come. So cool, man. Well, exciting week with the. I missed it, unfortunately, but
Oh yeah.
we had a stellar AMA on Monday with Trump Train, fake news, and who's the last one? Drawing a blank. Oh, who?
Solnick. Solnick.
Oh, Solnick. Yeah, Solnick.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd it go?
It was great. You know what? It was week 2 uh, of our Sharbi hot seat, and the turnout we had at, I think the highest we hit was 900 exactly live.
Insane. That's so awesome.
Those numbers are numbers I've watched people pay tens of thousands of dollars to get. So like if we're looking at the success of the initiatives we're doing, instead of price, like what we're doing is working. And I think that that's what we need to really focus on, right? Like overall, we were over 1,800 streams on this hot seat. We had tons of people join our Telegram to vote on the initiative. You know, for the volume. We have great projects coming to us, and we already have. I mean, the day of the stream, we had our 3 projects like booked. So for this week. So I mean, it just goes to show that it's a success. And I do think that eventually, or you know, in the near future, we have plans on, you know, doing some small charges for these, and you know, not necessarily charges, but possibly prizes, right? Donating to give prizes, and you know, that will bring some more viewers, and really, you know, we'll use some of that to, you know, strengthen Sharpi's charts as well. Which you know, over time, Sharpi's charts are going to be the most rock solid there is, because we're going to buy up all the supply. And that's really what's going to happen over time, and burn a lot of it. You know, so the hot seat is working great. It gives a lot of awareness to our Dream Factory. Our Dream Factory is going to get a very nice remake soon. You know, on the website. The website, you know, that's there was just the original piece, but it's going to have a lot of detail on our services. And you know, I think we're looking at like making it kind of like a menu of services, so that it's a lot easier to tell what's being offered. And you know, we have some amazing people that we're working with in the background, that really are going to offer these services in a way that I think is going to really benefit Web3 overall. So I'm super excited about the Dream Factory and what's going on there.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool to see how quickly in the background new opportunities and connections have really presented themselves with, you know, things that we can offer and ways that we can help other projects to get connected with reputable people. And so I think, you know, the nice thing about these hot seat things, especially, well, it just gives us more and more brand recognition ultimately, right? And grows the trust factor and helps people understand what we're doing. And the rest is going to play out. These things just they snowball as you have a business model that creates referrals and things like that. So it's cool. I'm excited. I think it's a great platform, and I think it's going to keep getting better. I'm looking at this. We ended up right now, the hot seat from Monday is at 1892 streams. That's pretty awesome, man. I think that's a personal record probably for
I think so. I think so.
It's the one I wasn't there for.
Yeah. You know what? We actually got 3 people on video on the stream, so that was cool too.
I think that, honestly, it's funny, but I think it helps.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's getting more streams, right? The fact that it's a video, the fact that and you know, congrats to Fake News. I know they rallied around it. They tweeted us a ton and made videos. I love those guys. I love their videos. I love their content. And I do think that, we've been talking to them even more. And I definitely believe we'll be having some, a Sharbi series of some sort that we kind of work through. And I'm definitely going to be counting on you for some ideas on like a kind of a storyline. I think we could do some cool storylines with what they do. And I know that they're looking for some exposure, and I think that we can help with that too. So I think there's a beautiful thing possibly happening there. And I do know that we already are working. We've already talked with Solnick crew quite a bit. I'm sure we'll work with them more. And Trump Train, I think that that there's possibilities to continue to work alongside them as well. So like, this is the other beauty of it, right? Is not only are we getting exposure, but we are connecting with projects, connecting with good people, and this is what I attribute our success, with the Shibarium networking too. This is how it kind of all began, and now it's kind of being exponentially multiplied.
Yeah, I know, I agree. Those early days, and I feel like a lot more, at least current potential for these connections on Solana to really play out and get us in front of people. And there's just obviously way more liquidity on Solana. So big opportunity. And I think this strategy has worked well before, and we can already see it's working really good. So cool stuff, man. What else? We got our first, or not our first. We have a BVC boost happening. Did it already happen? Where are we at on that one?
The raise happened yesterday. It was actually the biggest raise to date on WinPad, and I think it sold out in less than 5 hours. Wow. 220 SOL. And they didn't do any other marketing, I believe, other than the BBC boost. There might have been one or two people that posted it otherwise, but most of it was just built through the WinPad and through the BBC boost. So super cool, right? Like, this is really great. The project is Trump with Panda. He's kind of like a fat panda, Trump. It's interesting, but it's playing towards the meta. And you know what? I actually had it was almost kind of in my sleep last night, but I was thinking to myself, like, in my sleep, for some reason, I like woke up and I was like, oh, that's weird. But I thought of like Trump with panda hat, instead of like Trump with panda hat. There he is.
Trying to get.
He's kind of a grumpy looking panda, but
that's awesome.
But yeah, Trump with panda hat, right? Like, I think that's the next one.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a hat. They just didn't put Trump with panda with hat. Is what you know. That's hilarious. That's exciting. So they launched on Monday?
I think Tuesday. They launched Tuesday, which is great because the debate is on Thursday. So there's the timing is really good for political meta, and it could do some numbers, and it's just fun, right? Like, it's a fun project. I continue to have to give this advice to our people, because I feel like there's so many people in Sharbi that just like to buy and hold until and I love that about you all. But these projects, these boom boom boost projects, be sure to take your profit, to do it in a respectful way. At least scale out your initials, and then it doesn't matter what happens after that. We don't want to see our community lose money, right? Like, that last project did almost a 10 times from what the launch price was, and it was steadily up way above, right? And there's a lot of people that still lost money, and I hate to see it, and it's for our community to see that. I do know they're going to be marketing heavy, but you know, it's a fun project, right? Like this is not one that I mean, it could take off and be long term, but you know, and be the one that runs to infinity. You never know, but you know, be safe, invest wisely, and you know, that's the goal, is for us to all make money with this. So yeah, we did receive a solid amount of the supply to airdrop to our holders of 300 million or more on Solana. It is not too late to get your 300 million. You also get into the private investing, you know, kind of the little bit more private group that gets a little bit, you know, sooner information on what's happening on Solana. And it's just kind of a little exclusive group for, you know, people that are still holding pre-sale or have bought in 300 million Solana. And yeah, I think it should be good and fun. And I know there's been some questions about like why we're focusing on other projects instead of Sharbi. Believe me, we're not focusing on other projects instead of Sharbi. Sharbi is the project.
Yeah, I think in as much as our business model is to benefit other projects, you know, obviously there's a really solid amount of synergy that needs to happen for us to accomplish what we want to. But you know, everything is with the mind that number one, we benefit holders with revenue, which, you know, we continue to accomplish. There's going to be another snapshot here before the end of the month, so everyone should be getting ready for that and getting into the tier they want for the first rev share from the Sharbi Dream Factory. And then obviously these BBC boosts, like I don't know, we'll probably start releasing some data here, but if these things are happening once a week, and even if only 50% of them are doing 2x or better, you know, that 300 million bag of soul at this price, like
Right.
that's paying for itself in no time. Like it's a bit silly to me that people are selling,
It,
but
it
you
is.
know,
It is.
they just they think they're going to chase something, and they don't realize like everything is down. Like it's just
And
everything's
I get
down.
those
It
DMs
wouldn't have
every
mattered
day.
what you're buying.
Right. I get
Yeah.
those DMs every single day. Like, oh, I'm going to sell, but I want to make more to buy more Sharbi. I want to accumulate more Sharbi by trading, selling Sharbi. Like that's not, you know, like don't do that. Because, you know, like I've had that, and then I'm like, oh, you know, hero, I'm done, you know, investing in crypto, you know, after, you know, like a week, and it's like, oh, come on, like, you know, like
Yeah.
this isn't what we like to see, right? Like, and that's right. Like, so right now, our Solana chain, 450,000 market cap or something. I haven't even looked this morning, but
Yeah.
I did see, you know, somebody say like, hey, we could hit like 400 market cap, and I'm like, oh wow, like
Yeah.
that's crazy. But so for like $1,350, you get your 300 million. This last pre-sale did like a 9x. So I mean, if you had 1%, that was worth like $250 at max. Um, you know, $250 airdropped.
Yeah.
You know, that's solid. And yes, that is a 1% bag. So you know, like what,
$100,
one
something
and a
like
half
that.
that. So about $100, right, for an airdrop for you know, $1,350, right? And if we're doing multiple a month, I
Yep.
mean, it adds up. And then you have
Yeah.
revenue share, and you have like, it's silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Plus,
silly. Like
paid to, you're still paid to hold it. Well, not in Solana, but in the other chains. It's literally at this price is, I mean, you might as well just sit on it and let it pay. And that's that's fine. Like everybody doesn't have that mentality. But I prefer a project that's sticking around and really building something, which is what Sharby is, and it'll all work out. It'll all be good. So I'm not worried.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the thing is we could really turn up everything and go really hard, really fast,
Hmm.
and honestly, like we could probably run, to 10 million or more very quickly. But there's not sustainability there, right? Like there's not sustainability there, and then we're out everything we have, right?
Yeah.
And that's not what Sharby's about. Like right now we're kind of like saving our nuts, right? Like we're hoarding our nuts. We're gathering our network. Like we're preparing everything and doing everything right. And this is what's important to know is that when we want to make these moves, they need to be very strategic. We don't have unlimited money. We don't have hundreds of thousands to spend on marketing. And the bits we do have to spend on marketing, when we do spend them, they need to be spent very, very wisely. And or else we're going to be back in the position of gathering our nuts again, for storing for that time, right? So what we're doing right now is we are building, we're networking, we're building our core, we're burning supply, we are accumulating supply at very low cost, right? Like this is the time to accumulate. If you're going to be holding long term, this is the time for it. And we are improving our brand and our recognition. And speaking of improving our brand and our recognition, I believe our new Git book is going to be out today.
Yeah.
I know I know all dolled up woke up at like 6 a.m. and she's been working on the Git book all morning. They're in the final updates. I believe it will be out today. It may be the best Git book I've ever seen in crypto, and it definitely is from the meme coin side. Her and Patrick have done months of work on this. It's set up to explain Sharby in a way that is as easy as it could be. Sharby's complicated. She's a complicated woman. She's got all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff going on. The fact that it makes it easy to learn how to buy, shows you where to buy on each chain, talks about all the initiatives we're building and what we do, and is an easy place to direct people to for questions. And it looks beautiful. After this comes, from the Git book comes the website redesign, the Dream Factory redesign. I know we have our claiming DApp in the works. I know the Shibarium side is done. They're still working on the Ethereum side. Our APIs for CoinGecko and Ethereum are being worked on, and then we won't have that crazy price tracking stuff anymore. Like getting all these things aligned are perfect for this. I did just get a notice from one of our Boom Boom Capital Fund members that said that they just started running 4chan ads, or that they're running 4chan ads through the weekend for us. So
Nice.
onboarding more of like the normie kind of culture, right? Like I think that there's going to be a big focus into Sharby being an onboarder of people that aren't so into crypto, right? Because that's the people that will hold your chart, that really buy $50 or $100 and like they don't ever look again, right? Like that's
Yeah.
the type of investor that's going to appreciate Sharby is the one that's like, oh, this one has a 30% APR. Okay, that's awesome, right? Like,
Yeah.
and potential to 100 times, 1,000 times. Like this is not something where we aren't looking at the big picture of, hey, this could blow up. Like Sharby is designed to blow up. It just has to be at the right time, and it could happen anytime, right? Like we are three big whale, one big whale, that comes in and, and says, hey, like, I mean, that's what happened last year. And we had one big whale came in and spent $2 million. And then, we had other people coming in from that. But like, that was really what drove the chart up. Like, that's really what happened, right?
Yep. Yeah. People don't realize in the background what's going on necessarily, but it really is just usually a few whales getting in, and that pushes things pretty hard, and then you just need the smaller people to really hold. So I think we're in a pretty good position for that to happen, especially as more and more kind of retail stuff, as people have confidence in the crypto market, which I think we'll start seeing coming out of summer. It'll be good. It's going to be awesome. So, hey, I gotta run to another. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, we have tons planned, and really, like, these deliveries are just so important to line up, and I think that's what we just have to continue to remember. East Toronto is going to be. I feel like we're trying to schedule everything around, kind of East Toronto time, for like having everything done by then, and then having some big plans around that. But all through the summer, we'll continue to deliver things, and we're sitting very pretty as a team and as a project, despite what the market cap is.
Yeah, 100%. So, cool, man. I gotta run to another appointment. Any other big things we need to make sure and cover?
Get book hopefully coming out today. Make sure you're recommending our volume bot to other projects. Make sure you earn your revenue, your rev share. We do have a new pricing to make us more competitive. And again, we already have it booked for the project launching next week. So the other part of these boom boom boosts are that we are getting volume bot orders every time, and a lot of them coming from the WinPad. So the WinPad has been very great for us in the volume bot side, and making sure we're covered, and it's kind of a beautiful partnership that's kind of come through.
Yeah,
there you go.
More of those, hopefully. This is the latest pricing package for the volume bot. 7 sold for 250K, 12 sold for 500K, 20 sold for $1 million in volume. And I would also say, like, we don't just do the volume. So any project that's looking for development work, legal help, things like that, get them connected with us, and we'll get them in the right hands and make things happen. So, all right, brother, I'm going to take off. It's good talking to you. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Everyone have a great weekend. Touch some grass and all that stuff, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. See you guys.